they go play action for Burrow. That's caught. Gesicki on the right. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. How about 25 yards to start the drive? First down.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
He'll swing this one out to Brown. And he'll be out of bounds. There is a flag on the field. And let's see what caused it.
Here we go. Cut. 11, 11. 11, 11, 11. Cut.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Gonna get that complete. Oh, right at the outset, he lost the football. And no turnover here. One of the guards able to get the football, get on it to keep possession.
I feel like we see this so often, Mike, especially with how good these receivers are after the catch. They're so eager to pick up that extra yardage. Sometimes they don't completely put the ball away, and with how good these defenders are at knocking it loose, pretty fortunate on that one. His teammate was there to prevent that from being a turnover.
So, from the 26-yard line, here's second and a couple.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen. And not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2. But it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor. And when you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground, man, it makes such a...
To the goal line and in. Nicole Hardman. Touchdown, Bengals. That touchdown #1 for him on the year.
And this is certainly what they've wanted to do all season long, and it's a huge reason, Mike, for this winning streak. Their ability to jump teams early and play with a lead. Everything is so much easier for the coach, for the offense, for the defense. Playing with a lead in the NFL is the ultimate position to be in.
After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. This is fielded inside the 5. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line.
Strike it. Here we go. Check, huh?
They'll run with the former 7th-round draft pick, Isaiah Pacheco. A good physical run, motoring forward for 9.
Really nice explosive play there on the ground. And I'll tell you what, for these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around. So continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage. Mix in the runs with the pass, and they can continue to generate these big explosive runs. I don't think they need to go away from it.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's second and inches.
Ready. Strike 2. Check.
They'll look to throw. This one, downfield, taken in by Higgins. We saw a lot of throws from him like that playing for UCLA last fall. This one, good for a first down. From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
30, yellow.
First down, Houston.
Here's a toss to Pacheco. Space to run inside the 20. And he will get into the end zone. Isaiah Pacheco. Touchdown, Houston.
It's not often in the NFL, Mike, that we see a run play result in a touchdown of this length. A lot of things have to go right. The right look by the defense, executing by the offensive line and all of your blockers. And then sometimes it's just, I got a better guy with the ball in my hand than you do on defense. And I think all of those things here were at play and results in a big touchdown.
Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. A safe kick taken at the 5. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line.
MT. Gun. Dot.
Off the play fake. Here's Burrow. And that ball led him too far, maybe too wide. Out of bounds, incomplete. Mike Gesicki was the intended receiver. And that will lead to a second down.
Here we go. Can. 11. Dot.
Here's Brown. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6. It sets up third down.
11 MT. 11 MT. 11 mighty. Dot.
Back to throw. Burrow. Catch left side is made by Higgins. A gain there of 10 yards. And the Bengals going to have a first down.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
12.
Play action now. It's Burrow. Try him again. Another one to Higgins. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. A gain of 21 on that pass play. It's a Cincinnati first down.
These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground, work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the first down.
As Fant opens right side. And will be forced out of bounds, a very short game.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball, modest gain.
Second down, Burrow. Passing right side, and Chase has it. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules, and the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
18 yards on the connection. And the Bengals going to have a first down.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield.
And he'll take this one in. Chase Brown. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
You just don't see these kind of holes too often at this NFL level, Mike. And you can see once he got the ball, the clear line to the end zone, he doesn't get touched. And an unfortunate defensive breakdown here ends up costing him 6 points.
TD on is McPherson to kick this one away. attempt to return, so this will come out now to the 35-yard line.
Blacked out. Ready.
Right away, they'll set up to throw. He'll spot Higgins, who makes the grab. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. They'll gain 17 on that one. A very quick first down.
Just a really good play design that time, Mike, from the offensive coordinator. They match up one of the most explosive playmakers in the NFL with a hook curl defender, and he's just not able to match up with one of the best route runners in the league.
That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. Well, fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up second down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Here we go, set. 50, green. Hey, full feeder. Ready.
Back to the air once more on second down. He'll spot his big tight end. That's Dalton Schultz. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down.
Let's go. 6, 33. Yep, ready.
Blitz coming. He'll throw it. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Battle. And the Bengals are going to get the football back as time runs out in the third quarter. So after one, it's the Bengals on top. Greg and I back here in Cincinnati after this. It's Bengals football here to begin the second quarter as they are set to start the drive with 1st and 10.
On one, ready? 11, Thomas. Here we go. Right, 80. Nice, hot.
Burrow now. He'll air one out for Higgins. That is brought in. Wow, out of bounds. Inside the 10. It's 1st and goal.
Here we go. At the 9-yard line. Right, 8. 11. 12. Stop.
Now, Burrow. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
To play in the NFL, you got to have a short-term memory because regardless of whether the previous play was good or bad, they're going to line up and snap it again. And in this case, really nice job bouncing back. They put the bad play behind them, forced the sack in the ensuing play, and they're right back on track.
He'll take this one down to the 8-yard line.
Gotta go.
3rd and goal.
11 empty.
It's 3rd and goal.
11. 11 MT, Kate. 11 mighty. 11 mighty. Scott.
To throw is Burrow. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
Teams practice these situations all week long, Mike. Down here in the tight red zone, you find yourself inside the 10-yard line. You're thinking, we've got to come away with a touchdown. After that 3rd down incomplete, it's going to be real interesting to see how they approach this 4th down after failing on 3rd. Anytime you find yourself kicking in these elements, Mike, you just can't take anything for granted. especially when it comes to your plant foot, your balance, your control, your footing. It's so important, and give credit. He does a great job here, able to put that one through.
Here comes a return from the 3. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive.
Here we go. Ready?
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. To the middle of the field, caught by Higgins. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
To the right side here, pass is caught. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a first down.
Here we go. Check, huh?
He'll look to throw. Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. So they come to the line for first down and 10.
Down. Cut.
They'll look to throw again. That is hauled in at the 5. And he's in. What a drive. Jaden Higgins. Touchdown, Texans. It's his 3rd touchdown catch this year. Fairbairn to add the extra point. The kick is good. And the Texans are back to within a field goal. It's 17-14. And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it up. Charlie Jones now to return. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24.
Here we go. Right, 80.
Burrow. That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete.
I know it fell for an incompletion, but pretty impressive. He was able to push that ball really far downfield as he was being hit. Really says a lot about the arm strength that this quarterback has.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Side. Right, 80. What is that? 11. Side.
They go play action for Burrow. He'll find Andre Yosibas. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field to the right third. I mean, that takes a lot of time. Let's give a lot of credit to the big guys up front.
And he'll be forced out of bounds, a very short gain. Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Here we go. Right, 80. Side.
Now the first carry of the game for Josh Jacobs. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. A gain there of 11. It's a Cincinnati first down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
And they'll take this down inside the 35. Give them 15 more on that one. They are on the move. It's a first down.
At the 34-yard line.
Here we go. 11, Kahat. Right 80. 11 MT. 11. Kahat.
Now, Burrow. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They got it inside the 15. That's his third catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
And it's hardly an exaggeration when I say, Mike, that he's probably one of the most difficult individual assignments in the entire league. It's like playing football against that really good kid in your neighborhood. He's just hard to cover, and plays like this, it just shows how special he can be. So everything this defense talks about, Mike, is creating negative plays. It's one of the best run defenses in football. Everything is about suffocating you at the line of scrimmage, make you work for everything you get.
Fine, ready?
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13.
Here we go. Kahat.
Now Burrow on the bootleg. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose, and it's going to force third down.
There isn't much room for error when operating inside the red zone. The field is really condensed. Those throwing windows become a lot tighter.
Here we go.
Forces your quarterback to make some really highly contested throws. And as we just saw, those aren't always going to go your way.
The Texans going to go ahead and use their first timeout here. Clock stops with a little under a minute to go in the second quarter.
Well, on that 3rd and real long, he might not pick up the first down, although it looked for a minute like he was, Mike. That is a heck of a run. I've had a coach tell us those 3rd and long pickups, that's just like adding that yardage to the punt.
He has to drive this through the rain, but he does. The kick is good. And the Bengals can tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. A return now from the 4. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
On the double. Here we go. Watch out. 60 red. 6 cut.
Now, faking the give. His fullback releasing, and he's going to bring it in. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's second down.
At the 36-yard line.
Now they'll set up to throw. That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Bodied his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force third down.
He's just unable to secure the catch through the contact, and really nice job timing that hit up by the defense. And at this point, all you can do is get up get back in the huddle and hope your quarterback gives you another shot.
They'll empty out the backfield as they come up for 3rd and a yard. They'll look to throw. Oh, a huge mistake late in the half. It is intercepted.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. He's beyond midfield to the 45. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Now the Bengals are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop with 17 seconds to go in half number 1. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10.
12. Stop.
To throw is Burrow. Open left side is Gesicki. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 25-yard line. His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a 1st down.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes. There is a lot of room to operate.
And now a timeout. 7 seconds left in this first half.
Tackle made at the 16-yard line. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
1-1, ready?
2nd down and 3.
Here we go. Stop.
Burrow to throw. And he's in. Noah Fant. Touchdown, Bengals.
Just a really nice job, Mike, especially just staying poised. Pressure situation, you know how important it is to steal some points before the half. But everybody's in control. Everybody understood the situation and the clock. And they're able to finish that half in style with that late touchdown.
Makes the score Bengals 27, Texans 14.
4 seconds still to be played in this half as that one's away. This will be returned from the 6. And he's going to be taken down. That is going to do it for us in this first half. Interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line.
At their own 33-yard line.
They'll start on the ground with Pacheco. That one good for a dozen. Very quick first down.
Finding yourself down here, multiple scores in the second half. The defense is going to give you some friendly run looks. So don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air with just a little bit of mix of the run.
Ready?
On play action, he'll set up to throw. That's complete. It's Tank Dell. He's going to be out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. Just his first catch. They have held him in check so far. But that one gives him a first down. On the carry, it's Pacheco. He'll push forward for about a yard. Dax Hill up from the secondary to end the play.
7-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up second and 8.
So, from the 37, here's second and 8.
Ready, ready. Hey, set.
He'll turn and hand this one off. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, it sets up third down.
So I think as they continue to have success on the ground like they did here, I think we're going to see them continue to lean towards that ground game, force the defense to come up, sell out, take it away, and then there's all sorts of options downfield in the passing game.
Third and 2. Here we go.
Set, hut. Drill, black 40. Black down. Hut.
He'll drop to throw. That is caught. Finding Higgins. And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
This has been a really impressive drive, Mike, really from the start. And this is something defenses want to force offenses to do. Methodically work their way down the field. They've been highly efficient, and now they get another first down.
Back to throw. That is caught at 3. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5. That is a gain of 22, and it sets up first down and goal.
Ready, break.
Well, a chance to get right back in it here. First down and goal.
Ready, set.
He'll try to run this one in. Trying to push the pile forward, but he's not going to get in. They stop him up short.
Leads to second and goal.
On second and goal, they'll give him another shot. And this is not going to do either. Stop for no gain. And just like that, it's third and goal.
It's now third.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the first down marker. And they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
Check, 52, book, check.
They'll run. And no signal. Didn't look like he got there. He did not. And now, the tension mounts. Fourth and goal.
How about this for a goal line stand, Mike? Your back's against the wall, back-to-back plays, you hold tight. They set themselves up here to defend a fourth and goal try.
Got it?
Field goal would only do so much. They need a touchdown to close the gap. It is fourth down and goal. This caught, and he'll take it on in. Take down. Touchdown, Houston. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive because they've still got some work to do.
This one taken at the 7. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
On one, ready? It's a 3 tight end look as they have it first and 10.
11, here we go, here we go. Stop.
They'll start on the ground with Jacobs. And that one shut down pretty quickly. They'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
The integrity of the defense, Mike, is based on every defender holding their gap. That's exactly what we saw out of this defensive tackle. Not only did he hold his gap, he's able to shed his block and make the play.
White 80. White 80, shot.
Second down. Burrow under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
Well, as they face this possible 3 and out following that second down sack, now if you're the quarterback, you've got to be thinking, get the ball out of my hand, find a matchup I like downfield, and try to push this ball past the sticks and keep this drive alive.
Here we go. White 80. White 80, shot. 11 MT, 11 MT. Shot.
Burrow from out of the gun here on third down. This one just too far for the receiver. Out in front of him. That one falls incomplete. T. Higgins, the intended receiver on that one. And that's going to lead to a fourth down. So on fourth down, out is Ryan Rico to punt. As the drive went in the wrong direction, he's on to punt it away. And he's going to lose yardage on this return. Tried to retreat, but he's covered up.
On the ready.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
Here we go. 30. Punt.
The drive begins with a run by Pacheco. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11.
Ready.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. That one down the field, but it is incomplete. Tank Dell was the one he was looking for. And third down coming up.
It's been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately this passing game here today, Mike. And I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution and leads to an incompletion.
A tough spot here. 3rd and long. He's got his man. Complete to Dell. Remember, he had a touchdown catch from last time they had the football. Here, he's got a first down.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But, Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is critical.
And he will score! Take down. Touchdown, Houston. That's a 2-touchdown game for him. Numbers 7 and 8 for the season. Now Fairbairn for the extra point. He's got it. And the Texans have taken the lead by a point here in the 3rd. And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. Jones now on the return. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
On one, ready? Here we go, here we go.
On 1st and 10, here comes Jacobs. And he'll just hope to stay on his feet here, picking his way forward for a gain of about 4.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
On one, ready?
From the 33, here's 2nd and 6.
Here we go. Big 13. Big 13.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. That one incomplete. Good job. Textbook there. Separated the man from the ball, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
And 6 yards to go.
Here we go.
Working out of the gun, Burrow. He's got a receiver. It's Chase. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. Burrow and his favorite target, Chase, for the Cincinnati first down.
It just seems like whenever they need a big play on 3rd down, you can almost guarantee that he's someone they're going to try to get the ball to, and certainly easy to see why. Clutch play by everyone involved and keeps the offense on the field.
Gun. Shot. 180. 11, MT, take.
On 1st and 10, Burrow. Right back to the chase. He's got it again. And he'll be taken down at the 25-yard line. Why not go back to it? That one good for 20 yards and a first down.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
Right in.
Now give on the ground. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this third quarter. So, no shortage of offense in this one as we end the third. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
On one, ready?
From the 22 now, here's 2nd down and 7.
Here we go. Right 80, 11, 11, 11. 11, Thomas. Stop.
Back to throw, Burrow. Oh, he's going to be followed up and taken down. They got him. Daniil Hunter gets him for a loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down.
I'm fine, ready? 11, 11, 11, 11. Here we go, here we go. Tahad, 11 MT, 11 MT.
Burrow now. That's into the hands of Gesicki. He's got it. 6 catches for him in the ballgame now. And this one's good for a first down. On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Jacobs. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Texans 7-yard line.
2nd down, they need 3.
11, 11. Here we go, here we go. Tahad.
Now, Burrow. That's over the middle and intercepted. That's the linebacker, Azeez Al-Shire.
And in these tight games, especially in the second half, Mike, these are the big moments that somebody needs to step up and make a play, and that's exactly what he's able to do here. Great read, great reaction, steps in front of that ball and ends up going the other way.
Ready?
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
It's a pickup of 6.
A bit of a quick hitter here. And what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Got it?
Here comes 2nd and 4.
Come on, set, stand.
He'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete.
And this game almost just flipped completely on his head. You find yourself with a lead, just trying to milk the clock away in the 4th quarter, and that's a gift. I mean, that defender just flat out drops the ball, and if he's able to secure that takeaway, this game looks very different for this offense.
He's looking for room on the edge, but could not find any. They track him down behind the line, and it's 4th down. This is fielded well short of midfield. And no chance to turn upfield. He's forced out of bounds after a very short return.
On one, ready? Here we go. Can. 11, 11, 11, 11. 11 mighty. 11 mighty. Stop.
Burrow now to throw on first down. There's fans open right side. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
And the Bengals first down. First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Here we go. Right 80. What is that? Stop.
A carry here for Brown. He'll get about 6 out of this and take it down to the 24-yard line.
Sees Schreier on the tackle. A 7-yard pickup brings up second and 3 at the 24-yard line.
One, ready?
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming.
Let's get set. Right 80. Stop.
Now Brown. And he will keep the drive moving. Gets the first down. Nice gain of 5.
Yard gain on the play.
And the key to this balanced attack, like the one we're seeing here, Mike, is that everything looks the same. The defense is constantly on their heels as they try to diagnose what plays coming next. That level of unpredictability gives them the edge on any given day. I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, just ends up being a wasted down.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
Got 12, 12. 11 mighty. Right 80. Stop.
On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And a nice game there. He's out of bounds, and that will bring up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 6.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical game here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds. I really like this play call here, Mike, on 3rd down. Yes, it is the 4th quarter, but you've got plenty of time remaining. So keep running your offense, stay with what's worked, and they keep it on the ground and pick up a 1st down.
Here we go, here we go. Let's go.
Now Burrow on the bootleg. That is caught in the middle of the end zone. Jamar Chase. Touchdown, Cincinnati. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that 4th quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
They'll let Jacobs try to run this in. And he will get into the end zone for the 2 and extend the lead to 7 points. So a big change here. They go from down 1, score the touchdown, add the 2. Now they lead by 7 as they kick it off. From the 6, here comes a return. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. This is 1st and 10.
You ready?
On the ground to start the drive with Pacheco. That's a nice job keeping his balance in these conditions. A gain of about 5. They'll go up now for 2nd down.
Let's go.
They'll stay on the ground and stay with Pacheco. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play.
And while that run wasn't anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. 3rd and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
2 minutes remain in the 4th quarter. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. plenty of time. All 3 timeouts left. It's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Oh, and a pressure there. He can't get a throw away. And he's taken down.
Certainly hasn't been their best game in terms of rushing the passer, but you find yourself with the lead here in the 4th quarter. No better time for that pass rush to come alive and see if they can close this game out.
That left side is made by Higgins. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
On the double.
Work to do. The crowd helping the defense. 3rd down and 9. Now they'll set up to throw. Left side. It's complete. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a 1st down.
All right, this is a good start. Plays like these are definitely going to help as you work your way into scoring range. While you have to be wary of the clock and keep an eye on it, they should have plenty of time here to finish this drive.
A run with Pacheco. And he will slosh his way forward on the wet surface for a gain of the yard. Hook him up on a 2nd down and 8. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. This is caught downfield. It's down. And it's a touchdown. They have gotten to within 1, and a 2-point conversion can give them the lead here in the final minute. Now a big spot here for the Texans as they'll try for 2. They'll look to throw. That's going to be caught. Not playing for the OT. They get the 2-point conversion and take the lead here in the final minute. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. Jones now on the return. Good job in coverage. They're going to get him down short of the 20-yard line. Here is 1st and 10.
Here we go. 180. 180 shot. 12, 12, 12.
To throw is Burrow. That one finds Chase. And they're going to mark him down right at the 30-yard line. The Texans going to go ahead and use their first timeout here. They'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in this one.
30-yard line.
They still have all 3 timeouts, and here we go with 1st and 10.
Here we go. 180. 180 shot.
Burrow to throw. Throw over the middle, and they can't connect. It's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Jamar Chase. And it'll be 2nd down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because, Snake Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Now a 2nd down throw for Burrow. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. He might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
The game is there for the taking. They control their own destiny, but this brings up a really big 3rd down here. But remember, they don't have to force it and push the ball past the sticks. Even if they come up short, they still have fourth down in their back pocket to try to extend this drive and see if they can pull out the win here late.
That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's fourth down.
They desperately needed that one, Mike. Down here late, they've only got a few remaining snaps to go, and it puts all of the pressure of the game now on fourth down. Let's see what play call they have in a gotta-have-it situation. And right now, this quarterback needs to make his best throw in the biggest moment of the game.
Here's a timeout, Houston. That's their second, as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this fourth quarter.
On one, ready?
So here it is, fourth down and 10.
Let's get set. Stop. 11 mighty. 11 mighty. 11. Stop.
Burrow. He's going to take a shot. Sends it down the middle.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But, boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
Here we go. Check.
To the ground, the first down run. And he will be taken down. We'll see if they want to use those timeouts, but this one is about done. Here's second and 9.
Set. 45. One. Set.
They'll stick with him again. And he's taken down, and now they can take this all the way down, call the timeout, and set up the game-winning field goal try. This crowd into it now as we get to third down.
Here we go. Set. Set.
He'll drop to throw. Inside the 10, it is caught. And he will easily pick up the first down. They've got first and goal coming up. So it's a win for the visiting